So let's just go up to city labels, and I will open that up. Okay, so there they are. Vancouver, District North Vancouver, West Vancouver, all that stuff. All right, so in this case, I don't really like the little shadow around them, and they kind of don't stand out well when I have this. Actually, maybe not the shadow. The like white border maybe needs to actually be more pronounced so that I can read Vancouver more easily. So first we have to find the layer we want to work with. I want to work with the Vancouver one. So not large, small. Place, city, large, S. Okay. Now let's go over a little bit what's happening in this particular panel. So this is a panel that has a different type of information than lines attached to it as we were messing with before. This is a text. And the text has a lot of different things going on. Placement, position, icon, text. Okay, why don't we just start with text? So the first thing is that this is actually a dynamic set of information. So what's happening is that there's a file somewhere that has the location that each of these labels should be placed at on the map, and that location also has a bit of data attached to it with the name of the city, right? So the name here in English, that's why EN, is placed into this field in order for that piece of data that says name underscore EN in the file to be referred to properly. Now you can see that that point also has other information attached to it. For instance, if I wanted the French name, I'd select name FR. And in our case, it doesn't actually change it, but why don't we go to Arabic name? You can see it completely rewrites it, which is really interesting. So you can easily make a different language name. Now you can say local name, so why don't we just go with local name instead of name EN? Doesn't matter, just so you can see that. And you can see that even your value here, you can change the name depending on the zoom or on other things. There's all kinds of things you can do. So in here is how we create the zoom level. We'll be going over it a lot more. And other than that, these are fairly straightforward. You can see there's fonts and again breakpoints, so you can actually change the font at different places, change the size of the font as you zoom, the spacing, and the width. So there's a lot of different things to make your text fields try to feel the way you want them to feel. So in this case, I kind of want to make it black since everything else is black around. And I'm going to, this halo is the word for shadow. And we're going to give it maybe a bit bigger of a width. How about that? 5. That's kind of cool actually. And the blur, well, maybe I do want it to blur a bit. Okay, so it kind of fades off there as we go. So that stands out a lot more, and it kind of looks like it suits the map. Maybe it's even a little bit much of width. Maybe I can make it a little less. There we go. Yeah, actually I like the 5. And stick with it. So there we go. And now let's just look at that adding your own breakpoints. So here under value options, you can see there's quite a set here. You can set the value by zoom, set it by the data, or pick a value that you're already using. So if I wanted these other units to have, I'm guessing this is them. No. Okay, city small. No, these ones. There we go. If I want this to have the same style I just gave the other, I can go over to color first of all, and I'll pick, okay, pick existing value. The name of this layer is place-city-lg. Okay, right here. Clicked. Boom. Okay, now I go down to halo width. Okay, maybe I want this to also be the same. What was it? Place-city. It's a little annoying to type it in, but you can also copy paste. There we go. They all have that big thing. And what did we actually, we can also just click back. Oh, 5. Okay, boom. Easy. Let's make that 5. Okay, so blurs, you can see, it actually doesn't look that great with the square, but whatever. I'm just going to not worry about it. And you can't really tell which places are less, so maybe we'll make these have smaller font. So, or font smaller size. So, okay, they have 12 to 22, we're at 11. Why don't we again make that half? That's actually kind of small. That's okay. Let's make it 18 instead. Okay, so now you can see they're a little smaller, so it makes sense that they are not actually as big a city as Vancouver. Okay, so that's some basic styling. We can also add icons, and there's some icons that are preset into Mapbox. You can upload your own images, so we can grab our icons right here if we wanted, from Mackie. And let's say I want to put, what do we have? Just, I don't know, whatever this is, attraction. I guess I should probably upload properly, drag it in, upload it, and then here we go. Oh, yes, see, they do preload a bunch. I wasn't sure why it didn't show up. So these are all preloaded into Mapbox anyway, so you can get a handle on these. That's kind of strange. I hope yours appears more easily than mine, but if not, then just do what I did and give it a little kick. So we can choose an icon that we'll put in the place of our thing. Now here the opacity for some reason is set to 0. We're going to make it 1. Oh, you can see that there's a little cross. So it's underneath the city names. Let's make it really big. There we go. So we have these huge crosses at a really bad resolution under the city name. So let's just bring it down and calm down a little bit here. And in terms of text, we could just maybe make this opaque. And now you can just see the hospital icons. So if you wanted to easily make a hospital map, you already have the icons built in. Just select them instead of the text. Make the text opaque. And there you go. Now, this position stuff we're not going to go over too much. It just has to do with if you need to like offset it a little bit from your location, like if you need that to be not quite on top of the location, but a little around it, you can mess around with all these position things. And same with some of the placement. It's going to mess around with just all the really specific details of how to get your text oriented just the way you need to do it. And these can be pretty finicky, but you have to work with them in order to get it all in order for yourself. We're still missing a couple types of information that, or a couple shape types, and we're going to go over that a little bit more in the next video. And then finally we might get to some data.